Can you hear me now? Awesome. Good evening and welcome to Jen Cares, powered by Chosen Counselors. I am your host and the founder of Chosen Counselors, a nonprofit organization that seeks to inspire, motivate, empower, and strengthen individuals and families. As always, I want to thank you so very much for tuning in, for liking, for sharing, for commenting, and watching again. I truly do love and appreciate you all. I want to also say thank you to everyone that attended our Day of Hope. My heart is still overjoyed. It was just an amazing weekend. We had DJ MVP, who was our guest tonight, opening us up. He was on the ones and twos, if that's the terminology. Yo, he was doing it though. It was amazing. Then we had Stanley Browning of Pure Motivation. He opened us up with a hope talk. And one part that I took away, he said, now, the acronym for now is no opportunity wasted. And I thought that was so amazing. Why? Because we want to move now. We don't want to waste any opportunity. Why? Because we may not get that chance again. And that's what the day was about. It was about hope. We talked about planning for your future, saving and spending. We talked about healthy relationships, using social media well. Why? Because what you post today could bite you in the butt some years later, or what you posted some years ago could bite you on your butt today. So we want to be careful of what we're putting out here in the social media world. We talked about mental health. Why? Because y'all know I am an advocate for it. We are always going to talk about mental health because I'm concerned about your well-being. So we want mental wellness for everybody. And then we had 2 sessions for our parents. We talked about parent advocacy and parent communication. And I can't tell you the good news that I've heard from those that attended. After each session, we also had like a powwow for participants to share what they loved. And it was funny because even the staff would jump in like, no, I learned this, I learned that. They had a blast. And for that, I am truly, truly grateful. Why? Because that means that we're doing something right over here. Don't worry, we will do it again next year. It's still gonna be free. It's gonna be in person, prayerfully, and we're gonna even have food because guess what? Every year you're supposed to go higher and higher, bigger and better. So I hope you will be in the place next year. But first, gotta work on some other things. Because guess what? From that, we are birthing a day for parents. So stay tuned because a day of parents is coming up. I'm excited. It's going to be amazing. Why? Because in one of the sessions, we talked about how parents also need support. And I'm going to find some amazing people to do just that. Oh, I'm excited for it. But let's get into tonight. So music. Music speaks is the theme for tonight. And music is dear to my heart. As my mom was a musician, my great aunt was a musician, my brother's a musician, probably some more musicians. I tried to learn how to play. It didn't work out very nice. So musician, when I say musician, organ, I mean, I was raised with a Hammond in the house. We had fun. Bible study, prayer, I'm a church girl. Not sorry at all. But we had the organ in the house. So we're always listening to music. My mom playing, my brother playing. We're having a praise and worship and singing. And our pipe dreams of being a group. It didn't quite make it, but it's okay. We had fun. And guess what? You can still dream. Some dreams come to pass, some don't. But don't stop dreaming. But tonight, we're going to talk about how music speaks. Music is, again, so truly, truly important. PJ said you're a musician. You sing, woo, woo, woo. Must have got my voice right tonight. Hey, sis. She said it was awesome. So she saw my Saturday because she was there. And if you missed it, so sorry for you, but come next time. All right. So let me get to it because it's time to make it happen. Music speaks. Tonight we had my friend Jim Brown, who is a DJ, because I shared that he opened us up on Saturday, did an amazing job. And I'm so excited to have him because music is a part of the village too. You know, different people have their different gifts, and music helps bring people together. Your song come on, if y'all not disagreeing about something, you get to snapping at something because that song changes the mood a little bit. So tonight we have Jim Brown for Music Speaks. So help me welcome Jim Brown.
Hey, Jen Cares, how you doing? How are you? How's everybody doing tonight?
Yeah, see, he's so hyped up. He's so hyped up. Yes. Thank you so much for joining us. I am truly, truly excited. This is going to be fun.
Yes, I'm ready. I'm ready for it too. Absolutely.
Awesome. So over here at Jen Cares, we always start with a quote of the day. Mm-hmm. Today's quote of the day is, music has healing power. It has the ability to take people out of themselves for a few hours. Elton John. Again, music has healing power. It has the ability to take people out of themselves for a few hours. What are your thoughts on that?
Yes. So my thoughts on that is this: music definitely does have a power to it. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be good or bad, there is a power to it.
Yes.
I would say that since you mentioned that you're from a church environment, a gospel environment.
Mm-hmm.
So like musicians, they already know if I play it this way, I'm going to make you shout and run. If I play it this way, I'm going to make you worship and bow down before God.
Mm-hmm.
So even musicians know if I could play a fast song, I'm going to get you up.
Yes.
Worship song is more slow and serene.
Yes.
So yes, there is a power to it.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that movies even, if you hear certain keys and notes, it sounds like a killer's about to come. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So musicians know that. I would say that movies, production companies know that, and DJs know it. So now if I'm doing a wedding, I'm not going to, start off with the, party music. I'm going to play some love songs. I'm going to set the atmosphere for y'all. I'll make sure you have you know what I'm saying? And then a little bit later, though, that we can have some fun.
Got it.
Yes, music, it definitely has a power to it. Even, nowadays, it's sad to say, some of our, I would say this generation, there is songs out there kind of talks about the lifestyle that they live. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be, drug dealing, gang banging, doing drugs, the women, the shaking, the clubbing, you know what I mean? So it's kind of all in there. And there is a power to it.
Right.
Because if I was to play a song, shake it, come on, shake it, eventually, it's just like a matter of time where you're going to do what? Shake it.
Yeah.
But it does have a positivity to it. If you are listening to the right song, it might be a motivational song. You know what I'm saying? So when I go to the gym, it's going to be something like that, motivation. So yes, music, it definitely has a power. I would say Elton John is right. The man knows his stuff. You know what I mean? Shout out to Elton John. And call me if you need a DJ, Elton John. I don't mind.
Absolutely. Call him.
Yes.
It's funny. PJ said shake it. And it's funny.
PJ said shake it.
So it's funny though, because you started, I was like, yeah.
But it's true though. It's true.
But she was ready. And that's what it is.
Really does.
Music. It just gets
you. It tells you what to do. The beat will tell you what to do. You know what I mean? The bass line, the snare, the highs and the lows and the mids. It's going to tell you, okay, pick up the pace or clap like this, whether in church or, you know what I'm saying? So it depends on the beat. So so it definitely has a power to it, and a subconscious one too. There's a conscious power to it, and there's also a subconscious power to it.
Let me find out. DJ should have been a teacher. He's breaking it down for us a little bit here. Right here. But I also appreciate the piece of knowing what music you need at what time.
Yes. Exactly.
So if it is a wedding, it is slow in the beginning. Unless they want to get crunked in the beginning, it's different. But it goes in a way to really know the atmosphere, to know what the people are feeling. And that's so important. Even in our own personal lives, when Saturday morning cleaning, you know what music you put on to get you going.
Exactly. Exactly right. It sets the atmosphere. It changes the atmosphere. Yeah. I mean, from the Bible days, up until now. You know what I mean? There were kings and queens that would invite the minstrels to come in and play certain things in and certain things out. You know, royalty, there's a pomp and circumstance. You know what I'm saying? It sets the atmosphere. Yeah. So yes, it definitely is a power to it.
Set the atmosphere.
Sets the atmosphere.
Hey, Mama Wanda, so glad to have you back. PJ also said he's your friend tonight. He said legit think Jimmy missed his call as an R&B singer.
Maybe I'll do that next.
We're gonna talk about that because you have done a couple different things. Do you feel like you were singing though? You think you could do it?
Well, you know what? I sang on my choir. Shout out to my choir. I sang on my youth choir. I sang on the mass choir, father's choir, men's choir.
Right. So we're trying to see if we can get a solo gig. I mean, if you need it, PJ and me to help you brand that.
I know, right? PJ was like, you need that R&B deal.
Yeah.
So I got it, PJ. I got that.
I'll let you. I'll help you out to let you know. I'll be able to for you.
That's funny.
But friends, as always, I have prepared some questions to guide tonight's topic of Music Speaks. But if you have any questions, any comments, be sure to drop them down below and we'll be sure to get to them. So, sorry. Hey, Jeannie, I love you, sunshine. So, tell us a little bit about yourself. Who is Jim?
All right, so my name is actually James Brown, real name. So it's not the DJ name, it's not a gimmick. James Brown is my real name. Friends and family call me Jim, Jimmy. Some people call me JB. I mean, so I have a bunch of nicknames. DJ this, DJ this. I got nicknames, middle names, and plain names. Though, but yes, I'm Jimmy or James. I'm a father of one. I do have a daughter, and shout out to her.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm a DJ as well. I'm involved in church activities. I'm a mentor for teens and youth. I'm also, when it comes to creative things, I really enjoy it. So I think that some people mix things up a little bit, thinking that if you are a creative, it comes out in one way. So now, yes, I'm a DJ, but I can enjoy a piece of poetry. I can enjoy a painting. I can enjoy, fashion and clothes and stuff like that. So the creativity, it comes out in different ways. So for me, I would definitely consider myself as a creative. You know what I mean? I'm also a gym rat as well. I stay in the gym like 3 to 4 times a week. I do run marathons. I do have like a medal back here somewhere. So yes, I do run marathons as well. It's like once a year. A reader, you know what I mean? So I'm also like a reader. So I'm a reader, I write. So all these things pretty much, come all together. Shout out to all these guys I look up to, Obama and 50 and Virgil at below right there's my guy right there. So I'm just like a melting pot of different things. I'm pretty much a mutation of creativity, like a variant. And then it comes out in different ways. So besides that, I'm just like a lover of life, a lover of God. I do love, inspiring people and motivating them. I'm also a nerd in a way. May not appear to be a nerd, but I'm also I got my like nerdy moments. I tune into, CNN and catch them on politics and, what I mean? So I try to be a well-rounded, individual.
Yeah.
And pretty much that's me, James, aka Jimmy, aka DJ MVP, etc. And that's what's up.
Yes, James Brown. James Brown. James Brown. So
I'm joking.
I like the part that you said of being a creative and it not just being in one vein.
Right.
Because it's different veins it could go in. And sometimes people try to box you in. They're like, no, this is all you can do. No, I got more talent. And sometimes that village helps us to find out, oh, you can do this. Oh, you can do this too. To help you really explore those different options. So that's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
I also like how these props are working out. I'm a reader. I'm into music. I got this melody. I like it.
You see me working the props, right?
I see. I got to do
but
that.
It is real. These are my books. These are my books, by the way. These aren't, borrowed a lot. These are books that I have read. I'm motivated by these guys. Yeah. I'm inspired by them. I do have like a bunch more, actually.
Yeah.
And I think that people in general, we need to be learners. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Lifetime learners.
Yeah.
So not just in a college environment, a school environment, a K-12 environment, but I think that we need to be a lifetime learners. So read, buy a book and learn about their life.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like put out your little bit of money because it is worth it and learn from what they've done.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I don't care if it's Obama, Oprah, Tyler, 50, Jakes. I don't care. Find like what they will call like a North Star. Find your mentor. Find that guy that you want to be like. Man or woman, black or white, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? So, there are things that I do like about 50 Cent, and there are things I may not. But, there are things that I can now learn from him. Say, okay, well, I don't like this, but now I can still take his ideas and principles and use that for myself.
Absolutely. They used to say, take the meat, spit out the bone. Take the part that applies to you, and let the other part go to the side.
Absolutely.
That's good. So, did you always plan to be a DJ?
Story time. Years ago, when I was maybe 5 years old, my mom bought me a turntable. It was like a plastic turntable, like a record player. It kind of had like Batman and Robin on it, and Superman and Spider-Man, and all these like characters. And she bought me this like record. It was like a Sesame Street record. So like I put it on this thing, I dropped the needle, and then I just like fell in love with this thing I'm looking at here. It's like a needle and vinyl, and then it's turning, and sound is actually coming out.
Yeah.
So So that right there, it triggered that inside me, and I kind of enjoyed it. I was like, okay, this was just me. You know, I don't know what it was. It was the whole sound aspect of it. So now time went on. I kind of like moved on to like a better turntable. It's more like a Panasonic one, just one.
Okay.
And then now, like I had a family member that was also a DJ as well, and I saw how they could like move the record a certain way and backwards. And mine couldn't do that. I'm like, okay, now my record player, it can't move back and forth. I can't do the zigga zigga. You know what I mean? It like play like one way. You know what I mean? So I would take like a piece of like plastic or paper and put it, I guess, like underneath it.
Okay.
And I was able to do all that fancy stuff and mix. And I'm like, okay. But now the problem is it was just one of them. I'm like, okay, well, this is all right, but this ain't what I really, you know, envisioned for this. I don't know what it was. So about like, I would say like 5 years down the line, I was at Victory. I did like a rap song at Victory, and that was a guy that was there, a visitor. And this guy said, you know what? God told me to give you my turntables, sampler, drum machine, microphones, etc. Come and get it. I'm like, what? I'm like, what you say? He said, no. God said to, you know, come and get it.
Wow.
All right, whatever. You know, I mean, I said I'll be over there tomorrow at 6:00. I go over there. It's this whole setup: 2 turntables, the mixer, the drum machine. I'm like, the guy said, all you gotta do is just, you know, pack it up and take it with you.
Wow.
So I'm like, wow. So then these are clues to what I'm called to do, though. But I never really jumped out there just yet. So these are some signs and clues. Like, okay, I got turntables now, and these are like real ones too. Techniques and Gemini mixers. You know what I mean? These are like, you know, club DJ stuff, at least like back then.
Got it.
It wasn't like this. No, it was like, you know, turntable.
Got it.
So what occurred even, you know, I would say like during that time frame is that people, like, they would always like come up to me and say, hey, come and play at my, you know, party or whatever. I'm like, play at your party? Like, I'm not a DJ. Come and play at my party, though. I don't want you to DJ, but just come and play some songs. I'm like, play some songs. I'm like, all right, whatever. Yeah, so I would literally go and just, like, you know, play songs like, whatever, y'all. It's like, whatever, y'all. And then I was like this. And time went on. I said, God, listen, seriously. I said, God, if one more person come up to me, tell myself, I'm trying to find a DJ, recommend somebody, I'm going to just do it. One more person came and said, hey, Jim, are you ready? I mean, like, are you available? And I'm like, I'm not a DJ, but I'm like, you know what? Okay, that's God right there. Boom. So I said, okay. Tax season came around, you know, and at this point, it moved from like the vinyl to the digital stuff, you know what I mean, laptop, all the. So I got like a tax return one year, you know what I mean, a few, you know, thousands of dollars. And I needed a car. I was like, okay, do I A, get a car, or do I B, invest in this whole DJ thing that I think I will be good at? So like I talked to my mom, I talked to people, I thought about it. I was like, you know what? I could make this money back. You know what I'm saying? Then I thought this too. I said, you know what? If I do this and things like do not work out, hey, at least I tried it. You know what I'm saying? I tried it. At least I tried it. Yeah. So it's like I threw it to the wall, and the thing, if this don't work, I'll learn from that lesson and move on.
Yeah.
So I took some money. You know what I mean? I said, man, instead of me buying this car, I'm going to buy me a laptop. I'm going to buy me this thing back here and buy some speakers. I'm going to do this and this. A few $1,000s later, I'm like, oh my God. You know what I mean? I got a car, now I'm borrowing a car and stuff. But then, you know, it started and triggered. I was like, wow. Then I'm noticing another thing here for those of us that go to, you know, church and everything, is that I was sowing into my church, then reaping in the world. So I would DJ gospel, by the way, at my church, free of charge. And I would get a call, are you available next month? I would do it again, and it was, are you available? So it's like, wait a minute, okay, there's like a pattern I'm seeing. There's a pattern here. There's a principle that I'm working here that I'm just like realizing, like, okay, so now I'm sowing in the church and reaping in the world. I'm sowing in the church, reaping in the world. And then eventually it just started to connect. You know what I'm saying? Though, but now it took me realizing it. It took me recognizing it. It took me, putting money into my vision. Why? Because nobody's going to pay you for a vision if you're not putting money into it. You know what I mean? So a lot of us want the money. You give me the bag first. No, you have to take your own money, invest in you, invest in your brand. Then after that, folks will then come and invest in your vision.
Yes.
But like a lot of us got it all mixed up and twisted. Like, I'm waiting on my money to come, pay me this to do this. Okay, so what are you doing? I'm not going to pay you all this money and you not investing in your own self. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's the way you look, whether it's your music, etc. So now that's where it actually began. But the other parallel is, though, being a quote, creative type of guy, I'm involved in singing on the choir. I'm involved in writing songs. I'm still rapping. I still love the fashion stuff, involved in fashion shows and learning about that. So it's all these tentacles going on. Like DJing is the one that's kind of like raising up, and signs are there like, you need to make that U-turn because like a lot of people calling you about this and not that now. So you need to shift, do it all. But now you need to understand, when I move, when God moves, you move just like that. So when God moves, you move like just like that. Like, okay, well, maybe I need to go this route. I'm getting like phone calls from Jersey, Delaware, Philly, King of Prussia. Like, okay, can you do a prom for us? Like, okay, let's go. You know what I mean? So, and then till this day, it's just amazing how things are growing. I'm busy a lot right now, from weddings to birthday parties, though. And pretty much, though, like that's where it came from. So I would say like your childhood. So like those of you that may not know like what you're called to do. What am I called to do? I don't know if I like it. Go back to your childhood. What was that thing that you loved, fell in love with? Was it a candle? Or say, you know what, I just want to make a candle. That's what you should probably do. You know what I'm saying? So now, were you the kid talking to cheers and preaching at cheers? That's what you probably called to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I like what occurs is that parents and guardians will rob you from that because like nobody else has done it. You can't do that. You're not good at that. But nobody's done that before. You can't make no candles. But see now, is that like little kids that used to love candles, used to make it, and used to. So your childhood will leave you a path. It leaves you clues to your purpose.
Yes.
And that's what I had to like, look back. I said, Mom, you know what? This is where it came from. Childhood, little kid with the little plastic turntable. I mean, I do love vinyl too. I'm also like a real DJ. So like I do collect vinyl and records and stuff like that too. Okay. You know what I mean? Clear, you know what I'm saying? But
he's a real DJ, y'all. He's a real
so DJ. So I started off not on just this though, but I started off with vinyl records, crates of records, dropping needles and mixing that way as like a little boy trying to understand what's going on. But that's where my love came from.
Got it. Wow. You said so many great things. It's amazing how, again, as a child, how simple is given to you and you was like inspired to do what it is that you're doing. And a lot of our children friends, sometimes we can go back and I Rolodex to say, I really did enjoy doing that as a kid. And that's why I'm doing it now. But I also love the piece of investing in yourself, because so many times people want to do these businesses and they're taking pictures on their I'm out here on their cell phone, or it's not of quality. And we want to be careful that we're giving quality when we want people to invest back in us. So like if I was doing, I'm out here. Dang, because we have tough conversations over here. You're
right.
You want to really invest in who you are, not put anything out there shabby, because then people come back and be like, I mean, it was good, but the presentation wasn't great. I could order something from someone and they put a handwritten note in there that stands out to me. So somebody's taking initiative to really, because again, if you don't believe in you, how would somebody else believe in you? Absolutely. So if you're going in there with, your plastic, it looks nice, but will it really produce what it is you got to do in that area? So you got to go in there prepared. That's so good. And
it's so true, because if you are a makeup artist, your face need to be top notch. If you are a barber, then them fades and stuff that you got need to be on point. If you are a trainer, a fitness guy, Okay, well now I need to see,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying, the fitness of something.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So that you should look like what you are.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So now you can say like I'm a makeup artist though, but you ain't got it going on here. It's like ain't nobody gonna call you because you are your like advertisement. You are your advertisement.
You are your advertisement.
You are your advertisement.
Yes.
And no one's gonna call you. So yes, you need to look like what you are. I just believe that.
Yeah.
And like a lot of times they say, do not judge a book by its, cover and stuff. They do.
Yes.
People do. People judge books by its cover.
Yes.
People will judge you by your cover. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Like there's no way around it. And
no way.
Judge by the way they look. Guess what? In 2021 and going on, they're going to judge you.
Yeah.
Minister, pastor, I don't care if you're DJ, whatever you do, they're going to look at you. You just don't. I'm sorry to say that.
No. And I'm about to go here again.
You're right.
I'm about to go here again. They're going to get me, but that's fine. Because it's almost like the bonnet situation, right?
Ooh, the bonnet.
I get the reason for the bonnet, but we can't do it all the time. There's a place and time for everything. And I was talking to a friend and she was like, you might be in the area and they loving what you're doing, but your outer presentation turns them off. So it's not that you can't do it. You can, just knowing the place and time. You're not going on an interview with bonnet, I hope not. I hope not.
You're not going on a date night with a bonnet.
You're not going on a date night with a bonnet.
Please don't do that.
And I'm out here. You on that date night, depending on what you're doing after, you're not having on the bonnet, so that sort. Because we got married folk and we got unmarried folk, and we just gonna keep it real. You put it on after a while, but it's different situations. So just knowing the time and place for those things. But that barber, if your head ain't right, you can't do my hair.
I should see something. That's all. I should see something. I'm not saying that you got to be all this top-notch thing, but I have to see that you invested in yourself.
Yes.
Investment is that word again.
Very good. So much good nuggets. I mean, you dropping them over here. I may have to tell the people. I was like, y'all need to sign them up for this. So you mentioned rapping. Let's talk about that, because when I first met you was a rapper. How did that come about? Is that still happening? What's going on?
Rapping, that was my love. As long as rap music came along when I was young. I was like a little boy, and it was something that I really got. You know what I mean? It was like the language, it was the look, it was the whole vibe and culture of it all. So I fell in love with it. It was something that I could identify with. So I wasn't a quote church boy. Okay. So it wasn't, but I was more into, Nas and Biggie and Tupac. You know what I'm saying? Like that was my thing. Then I could also love God too. So it's like, so how do you merge these two worlds that seem to be, contrary or diametrically opposed?
Yes.
You know what I mean? So now you have to merge these two worlds to say, hey, I love the sound, I love the look in music. Then I love God. I can still sing and cry and praise and pray and read the Bible. So now it's like, what do? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Is that you try to merge the two. You know what I mean? So there was a time where Christian rap and gospel rap, it was like a popular thing to do at one time.
Right.
You know what I mean? It came out around the same time where miming in church, miming in church came out, dancing, because all these things are kind of new things. And I think that churches were trying to find ways that they could relate to the next generation. What can we do? Okay, we got the dancer, we got the mime. Okay, this guy can rap. Now we're going to have a youth night. You dance, mime, and you rap, and I'll preside, and we going for it. Yeah. So that was a thing at one time. And then it kind of, changed. It blew up for a little bit, but then it fizzled out. And then Christian rap, to me, it didn't have a place. Gospel radio didn't really,
embrace it.
Get it right and embrace it. And secular radio didn't really get it. They understand a Kurt, Franklin maybe, or a Mary. Right. But they don't get maybe, true for this one or that one, or you know what I mean. So it was that whole thing of it was it went up for a minute, then it went down, and even now it's still what's the platform for it? You know what I mean? Where's the outlet? So I think that it kind of, I don't know why, but there was a shift in it and it wasn't as popular as it was at one time. Because at one time, churches had like ministries at Victory,
Right.
because I was in charge of that.
Okay.
Armed and Dangerous. That was the rap group. First like me and the guy. Then it was me, a guy, and a girl, and she would like sing and everything. I thought that we was like the Fugees,
Yes.
2 guys and a girl. I'm like, oh, so I'm letting her rap.
What you say, Armed and Dangerous?
Yeah, exactly. So like that was the name. So I'm like, all right, dope. So then now like I'm getting like a vision, like, okay, well, I think I'm Puff Daddy. So, so like I always like looked up to guys like him, Puffy and Jay. So I'm thinking that I'm the quote next, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy guys. So I got a female. Time passed, there was like another group I pulled in, 3 or 4 guys that used to, come and sing.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, I got a rap group. I got to sing. Man, I thought I was gonna blow up. I thought I was gonna be like this gospel bad boy record. You know what I'm saying? I thought I was next.
Yes.
You couldn't tell me was it.
You was next.
My mom could tell you because there was in my like bedroom singing and practicing in my living room. I'm like, all right, we're gonna make this thing happen.
Yes.
It was calling, and then it's like, yeah, and people like left the church, and people was like getting married and leaving the church. Commitment level died. I'm like, all right. But so yeah, so that happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that was my thing. Then it's like, I know like a lot of quote, like Christian rappers and gospel rappers and stuff. And, it's weird. It just was a thing that happened. It's almost like it's not as big as it once is. I think like if people want to hear, gospel, I think that they want to listen to that. It may not be, beat and a rhyme. And even me, truth be told, I was never a fan of gospel. Though I was labeled it, I was called gospel rap, Christian rap. Because I was like outside of the box. I was like, Mom, I don't like that. Label. Now like I'm a DJ. No, I'm not a Christian. I could do gospel Christian. But I do not want that. Okay, now you are a gospel DJ.
Yes.
Bigger than that, more than that. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I think that was a part of my thing too, as like a rap artist. It was like, I don't want that thing to say, hey, you are a gospel rapper, stay in this category. No, I'm trying to reach the world. I'm trying to change lives. I'm trying to be big,
Yes.
So yeah, but I love rap. Love the genre. It took a few, turns and stuff though. Like when it comes to like regular rap, it's more raw now. It's more vulgar. It's more hard. Whereas at least like years ago, like there was like a message in the music. You know what I'm saying? Right. It might be like political and maybe something like that. But it was, now is popping drugs and do that. You know what I mean? And you sound good, so you going for it.
Yeah.
Like, so I get it though. So it's like dumbed down. Dumbed down. You know what I'm saying? It's not as good as it once was as far as like the content.
Right.
What I mean? So that's my thoughts on that.
It has definitely changed. And it's funny because like you say, you could be listening to, you could hear a song, you get like jamming, so you're like, yeah, then you hear the words, you're like, what? What they saying?
Like, what they say? Right.
The whole thing going around about what is WAP? It was like worship and praise. That wasn't what that baby was talking about.
You see what I'm saying? Right. So it's like, why do we have to like take those things and make, WAP is worship and praise? Or what about the police who shot Breonna Taylor? Yeah. No, WAP is, you know what I'm saying? Those people will take it. Yeah. And see, one thing that we are good at as like a people, Black people, colored people, is that we will take like a negative word and make it a positive. We will take a negative word, make it a positive. N word, took a negative word, make it a positive.
Make it positive.
B word, we took that word. Hey,
it ain't positive. Nobody but never call me.
But I've seen it.
Yeah,
I see like rappers like I'm the baddest one. I'm the one. I'm the queen. I'm the baddest. I'm the. You know what I mean? So you're now taking that word and making it a term of endearment. You know, it's almost like a concept of taking, garbage and making it soul food. That's what we always did. Lemons to lemonade, garbage to soul food. Collard greens ribs, that was garbage. That we like mixed up soul food. Lemons was nasty, bitter though. But okay, let me put some like water and sugar, and we make this. So now we can take the N word, the you mind. It means that you my homie though. But I still love it. You know what I mean? So we have a way of taking negative things such as WAP. WAP, it means this and praise. It means that what about the police? It means no.
Yeah.
Cardi B and Megan, they're not talking about that.
They not.
I saw them on the Grammys. You know, I'm like, whoa, there's a shadow of that. But there is unfortunately, there is a rawness to it. There is a vulgarity to it. As a DJ, I do play like radio versions of it. So it's not so hard. It's not so raw. You know what I mean? I try to like listen out for like those versions of the songs. You know what I mean? So I try to find, clean versions. It's the song, but it's still more clean. It's like, okay, it's not as rough on the ears. You know what I mean? So I'm mindful because like last weekend I played for like a 6-year-old. You know what I mean? So like, I definitely have to keep it that way. I
hope you wasn't playing worship and praise there.
Exactly. It wasn't time for no gospel. You know what I mean? So they want to hear
or the real worship and praise, the opposite of what it really is.
Right? Exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
So from all this, it sounds like music is really important. But why was it so important to you? So getting that turntable was really cool. But what really stuck out about the music part of it that kind of has really cultivated your walk of being a rap artist, being a writer, being a DJ?
Yeah, so once again, music, that was a language for me. It was a dialogue. I'm just like fashion is a dialogue, a photo is a dialogue. The artwork I look at is a dialogue. It's telling me something. I'm going to tell it something back. I wasn't the kid that was outside with a basketball and football. I was the kid inside the house with like a pen and paper, listening to, I don't know, Michael Jackson, Earth, Wind, and Fire. You know what I mean? So I'm like vibing out to these guys, listening to like the bass lines and just really like fascinated by it. And to this day, too, I'm still fascinated by it. Then it's like, I'm listening to it though, but then I take that and say, okay, well, this song sampled that like Earth, Wind, and Fire, or sampled that James Brown like bass line is in this song. It's like, oh, okay. So now this is where like rap music actually comes from, is that the DJ would take that song, play it and bring it back. He would play it, bring it back, and sample it. So it's, you know what I mean? So it's the same, you know what I mean, like beat, constantly. So it's like, I kind of understood the whole concept of it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it was like a way of like, escape even. Leaving like whatever I was going through, I could turn on a good song. If I felt mad, I'm turning on a good song. If I'm down and out, I'm turning on a song. If I'm, you know what I mean? So whatever mood I'm in, I'm turning it on. It's like a way of escape for me. You know, and then like you can always find a song that'll, minister to you, talk to you. You know what I'm saying? It's talk to your situation. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're mad, you want to do that, okay, I feel it. You know what I mean? So you kind of connect to certain like artists and songs. And it's this whole like matrix. I use the matrix analogy, where like, Neo goes into the matrix and see all these numbers and codes. And that's what I felt like when it comes to music. You know, it's like one time, this is just like a random thought, but like one time I was listening to like music, then like all of a sudden I kind of heard like a popping sound or like a clearness to it. I'm not sure if that was God or not though, but I heard things like a little bit more. You know, I was able to separate. Okay, well, this like, okay, well, that's the bass, this the horn, this the keys. You know what I'm saying? So I was like deep into it, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So it was almost like, going into this world that I just like felt in love with. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's rap or soul, and even like rock and pop. Like I DJ for everybody.
Got it.
So now, like, I have to change gears anyway to say, okay, well, if somebody in King of Pressure called me, which they have before, I can't play maybe WAP, but like certain songs I can't play. I can't play like Meek Mill. I can't play all the rap. I want to hear what Katy Perry. They want to hear Justin Bieber. They want to hear all that. So now, like, I have to now cater that crowd. So now, like, when I go somewhere, I kind of know, okay, if I'm going out to Plymouth Meeting or Delaware County or Montgomery County, this is not the time to play all that. The hard stuff. I gotta like understand. Okay, when they like Lady Gaga and they want to hear, maybe some like EDM music and stuff. You know what I mean? So I do have that as well.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I kind of have to be able to adjust.
Yeah.
So like music in general, I just enjoy it. So that does like allow me to shift gears. Like, okay, let me DJ for this crowd and DJ for that. So,
I like that. You said how the music is in line with the theme. Music speaks, of how it can speak to you and things that sort. And it's funny because I always think of Jasmine Sullivan. I bust the windows out your car. If you just had a heartbreak, that's not the right song to listen to, Sunshine. I know. Because
shout out to Jasmine Sullivan. Can I tell you like a secret? Just a quick secret about Jasmine Sullivan.
It's not a secret if you're telling us. Oh, you let my friends know.
Not really a secret though, but I'm doing like a wedding next Friday. And she's gonna be there
singing.
So I was like, now, is she gonna sing? But the bride said, no, she doesn't want to sing. No, she wasn't, she don't want to, take the shine off the bride. I was like, okay.
I understand.
But she's gonna be there though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if she could sing and maybe I'll try to get a picture and stuff though. But yeah, so it's like next Friday. So yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, though. But shout out to Jasmine Sullivan.
Yes, from Philly.
I'm gonna see you soon. No. I'm tripping.
Yeah, but music definitely does speak. I was listening to another song one time by Usher and David. I don't want to mess up his last name, but it was Without You. It was like, I can't live without you. Like, I can't do this. And I was like, oh my God.
That's the one that's like, it's like EDM. It's like David Guetta.
Yeah. And it's like a real upbeat song and things. And I was like, wait a minute, I can't make it without you. Jesus, the simplest thing. I turned into a show like, I can't do it without you. But it's funny how you could be listening to a song and it really does speak to your heart for whatever situation is going on.
You're right.
The snow.
I've done that before too, by the way, though. Like,
there
was a time I think. Oh my God, don't laugh. There was like a song. It was a Beyonce song. It was actually "Dangerously in Love." And then like I thought about God on that. I was like, I'm dangerously in love. Like like this. You know what I mean? I'm just like vibing out.
Yes.
In love with you, you set me free and stuff. I'm like,
yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's like you can take these songs and
and it's kind of music. Soul Child's Love was actually supposed to be Lord.
It sounds like it.
I
met him before a while ago.
To give it the generation.
Shout out to music as well.
This DJ is famous. You meeting people.
Shout out to music. I met music Jill Scott a couple whatever. But yeah,
really nice, and that's amazing. So. The dopeness of that is when you're pursuing your dream or whatever it is that you want to do, doors open to allow you to meet and connect with people that you thought that maybe you wouldn't meet and connect with. So that's pretty amazing.
And I'm gonna say this too. I'm gonna say this like one more. I'm gonna just like name drop like one more person. I met DMX years ago downtown. I was on my lunch break. And I went to like a check cashing thing. I don't know why I was in there. I was like getting something. I don't know. Like I looked to my left. I saw this guy, posted up like big guys next to him, chain on. What's up, dog? I was like, oh, that's DMX. You know what I mean? So like, I'm just so excited. I trying to get like autograph. He was like, no, I'll take a photo though. A photo. You know what I mean? So I did that. I can't find a photo. I think my like ex might have just bought it up though. But yeah, shout out to True story though. DMX was like, yeah, dog, where's the bar? I'm like, what? Where's the bar? I'm like, dude, it's like 2:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Where's the bar? I'm trying to go to the bar. It's like, oh my God. So yeah, so I mean, shout out to everybody.
It was 5:00 somewhere. He wanted to enjoy life, take a moment to chill, relax, relate.
Yes, true story. Crazy.
Oh wow. So how what impact has your DJing really made on the population that you've been serving? Like, what's been the feedback?
It's been good. Like a lot of my gigs are from word of mouth. So I mean that by itself, I thank God for Facebook and Facebook Live and social media. But like a lot of my weddings and parties and gigs that come from word of mouth. So it's like someone who's saying, hey, well, I know somebody, call Jay. So like a lot of it, I can actually go backwards almost and actually do almost like a tic-tac-toe or like connect the dots. Just to show, hey, this one came from this one, from this, you know what I mean? So it's actually
very nice
lining up that way. So yeah, so the word of mouth, really good. The feedback is always good. I'm still learning. I will always be a student. Why? Because tastes are different and tastes are changing. There's like a younger group now, so it's like I have to kind of adjust and see what they like. Like, okay, I get it. That's a TikTok song, and that's the Junebug challenge. Okay, you like that? All right, so we got that. We got sad. Okay, you know what I mean. So I have to like understand. Okay, this song is big on social media. This song is big on radio, and this is the new. This one is Little Baby. This is Little Dirk. This is Drake. This is the new Meek Mill. This is Little so and so. This is Young Boy so and so. This is Young this and Young this, a little that. You know what I mean? So now, like, I have to understand that. Yeah. Then as a DJ, and this is where people mess up at. Just because you play songs don't make you a DJ, right? People nowadays, in particular, because they have like a laptop. Okay, well now I'm a DJ because I can play songs from a laptop, and I'm gonna just play it back to back, and we done.
Yeah. That work.
It's like this, right? A couple things I can give you. Just like that doesn't make you a DJ. Me having milk and flour and sugar and butter doesn't make me a chef. I have the same ingredients. Got the same ingredients as you, chef. G. Garvin or whatever you like, chef, whatever. Yeah. Same ingredients as you. I'm not a chef. Now, see, a chef can take all those ingredients, size it up accordingly, put them all together. We can mix it up. I'm gonna pinch it. I'm gonna mix it. I'm gonna add a dab, but it's like extract here. Boom, it's a cake. Yeah. I'll take that stuff. I'm like, no, this ain't the same. Same ingredients though. I can use the same brands, but it's not the same. You know what I mean? So for me as a DJ, like you have to understand there is a tempo to the songs. There is a tempo, and the tempo needs to match. Now, there's a way to also adjust the tempos so they can match. Yeah. And what you are using is going to tell you, okay, well, this is your tempo is 99. So then your next one needs to be about 99. You know what I'm saying? And then there's a vibe that you have to just go. And sometimes it shifts and go up and down, but that's the key. Is to actually connect the dots and connect the songs. Right. Like a lot of times I'll turn on like the radio and listen sometimes, of course. You know what I mean? Shout out to all the DJs in Philly. It's so many of them. Cosmic Diamond, Cuz, RL, Jeff from back in the day. And these guys I listen to. So it's like I really listen to it. But I like listen and see how they do it. And mixing and blending and scratching and beat matching. To me, that takes a good DJ. If you can like rock a crowd like 1-2 hours, then you a DJ, not just with like a button, but if you can mix, scratch, blend, beat match, then you're good.
Jim, you trying to rain on my parade because you told you put a piece of paper under there and you can. I feel like I can now do it.
You can now do it though. Let's go.
You gotta do. That's all you gotta do. And then you gotta go.
But see, like I said, it's gotta match. So it's gotta be the same. Like the same era. Yes. Same era, the same tempos. It's gotta match like to like a point where a song will change and you don't even like know it until like it drops.
Yes. Yes. So
the DJs listen like this is the next song. Yes. And then I'm gonna like line up the beat so it's gonna sound the same. Yes. And then I'm gonna take it over to the next, and it's gonna happen again. You know what I mean? So like that's what makes a good DJ. Yeah. Now, like I've seen some bad ones, like where it goes up and down. I'm like, no, this is wrong. Yeah, it needs to be the same. Don't go here, fast song, slow song, then fast song and slow. No, I feel like a pop song. Like it just doesn't make sense.
Right. Let me park right here for a second because this is so good. So I'm not a musician per se, but I know songs and things like that. So like the same vein of things. So like I do like praise words for sing songs and things like that. So you do like a medley. So it's like in the same vein of knowing what could come back. So you go from one piece into something else and you want to blend, be smooth. Because if you at the mountaintop singing something, then you go all the way down. If you're not on Kurt Carr and the singers, you can't do those things. So really knowing what your areas and strengths are to be able to help somebody else. And that's, in the village, being a DJ, if you know that you can do it, not just hitting a button,
Do it. Then like you gotta have like what you need to. Like, all right, if you're doing a quote party for 3 or 4 hours, where's your music? I mean, like, do you have that music? Like, do you have enough? You know what I mean? So you gotta make sure whether you're downloading it, you have to buy it, you may have to. I joined what they call a DJ pool.
Okay.
And so like, I pay like a monthly fee for it.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much, so it kind of like allows me to just go on there and download as many songs as I need.
Very nice.
So I pay like $29.99 a month. I can just go on there, but this is who I want that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you have to know like where to go and pull your music.
I like it. Using your resources.
Use your resources. Know where to go. If you don't know, find out where to go and just go. Exactly.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
I had one of my their staff, either way, it was an event going on, and we needed a DJ to do the opening, and the guy I reached out to, he had most of the songs we kind of was feeling and things, but it was one song that we really wanted to be in the mix and he didn't have it. So that right there, being prepared and having the things that you do need, he did get it, so it worked out. But you never know. You might have a gazillion songs, and it'd be that one song they asked for. Like this song my mama sang, my daddy did this thing. You gotta find it,
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
that's that service. So in that vein, what causes you to stand out? I see that you always make sure you're having music, you're trying to stay hip to know what songs that you like, but what helps you to stand out?
For me, a part of my thing is like when it comes to like the business of it. When it comes to the customer service, I'll start off with that.
Mm-hmm.
So the customer service of it all. Okay, now so when someone will call me, hey Jay, how you doing? Is this Jay? Is this Jay Ron? Yes, me. How you doing? How are you? Blah blah blah. So now just the whole like personal touch on number one.
Mm-hmm.
So now just by our conversation, I know what you like already. I know if you like 90s, you want 2000s, you like Bad Boy, you like this or that. Like Beyonce, you don't like that. Okay. So it's the customer service side, number one.
Mm-hmm.
I treat you like a family member. You know what I mean? So like because like so the day of the actual event itself, like it's all good, comfortable, and laid back.
Mm-hmm.
So customer service is number one.
Mm-hmm.
So now whether it's me as a DJ, whether you're going to a restaurant, if you're going to a resort, customer service to me is number one.
Absolutely. I like
how much customer service. I'm not coming back.
Absolutely.
I'm not coming back. So
and
if I
comment on Yelp.
Right. So exactly. So now if I'm going to like a McDonald's, if I don't like, well, which I really don't go to, but if I am going to like a restaurant, if I don't like it, I'm not going.
Absolutely.
I don't care if the food is good, I'm not going. So for me, customer service is number one.
Yeah.
Treat them well. I mean, if you're a DJ or somebody that wants to, get a DJ, I would say the customer service is number one.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I would say that the business side of it as well. I think that like a lot of people miss that. Is that the business of it is that now if you're going to a venue, if they say, okay, Connect, if you want a DJ here, I think you need insurance and $2 million worth of insurance. So now do you have that? You know what I mean? Can you go and talk to the managers and supervisors and say, hey, I'm Jay. I'm going to be doing a wedding on this day. So so it's customer service one. I would say that, the business of it, I take care of my business as well, is number two. Then the third thing is that I pretty much studied it enough where like I know like what songs would go where to what if it's like a party, I kind of know like what songs would go where. As far as I'm connecting the songs. A really good DJ is able to do that. What I mean, like based on the tempo and feeling and stuff like that. So I would say that I definitely stand out in those ways. The business of it, the customer service, part of it, the one-on-one. And I would say song choices. Song choices, I stand up. I definitely studied the great DJs. So now if you like a Cosmic, Kev on 99, I got all that. What I mean? So I learned from the DJs.
Right.
So I would say that those three things, I stand out based on those three things. I'll put it like that.
It's very important. Customer service is very important. Definitely big on it. Yes. So good.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how you stand out.
Yes.
What is the future for you? Do you feel like you'll keep on doing this? You're going to do something else? You're going to go to that fashion piece?
Fashion piece. Love fashion. It makes sense, like, to me. Okay, but there's a guy that, like, his name is Virgil Abloh. Now, Virgil is a guy, I'm not sure if you know of him at all. He's very articulate. He's mentored by Kanye West. Virgil is over, I would say, like Louis Vuitton's men's line, and Virgil is also a DJ. I'm like, okay, so now Virgil can do DJ and fashion, off-white as well. So now it's like the off-white brand, or with like the X's and logos. That's his brand. So it's like, wow. So he went from DJ to like off-white, then he's DJing. It's like, okay, it makes sense. As far as for me, wow. I would like to really get into, podcasting a little bit more. I do want to work with like singers and rap artists. I would definitely love to go on so I would love to go on like a tour with like a rap artist, like a Kanye West, Drake. That's what's not, well, not you, but Jen Cares. But yeah, so I would love to go on tour with a Kanye West, Drake, somebody who's known and big, and even like pop artists as well. You know what I mean? So I would love to go on tour. I would love to work on a fashion line, a fashion brand. I would love to develop a podcast, and I think that's what's next. As far as the Christian side of things, ministry is going to be connected as well. You know what I mean? Yeah. So those are things that I'm going to be looking at and really getting into. So it is different though. Once again, and this is a challenge I think that like a lot of us deal with, is that if I am a Christian, what do I do in like a secular environment? Can I do both? So for me, it's definitely like a balancing act. You know what I mean? To say, all right, I'm Christian, I'm saved, but then I do this. You know what I'm saying? So it's a tedious balancing act. Because still, like, I have to keep a level of like integrity, right, and character.
Right.
So, like, a lot of times I'll do like a party. They're like, hey Jay, what you drink? I got you. You want X, Y, Z? I'm like, whoa, like they ready to just like give it to me. You know what I'm saying? Like smoke. I was like, no, I'm good. You know what I mean? So it's like you're in these secular environments. And to me, like a lot of us, once again, in church, God is not going to give us things that we're not ready for. For me, it took time. God is going to test you.
God is not going to give us what we're not ready for.
Right. Sometimes your gift, this is another thing. Sometimes your gift will take you where your character cannot keep you. Your gift is so high sometimes, and your character is down here. Problem is, it's going to like tilt up. So many times I've seen it. I've seen it in church. I've seen it outside of church. The gifting is so high. You kill it. You sing it. You play it, doing all these things. Character is here, and then everything is just like done and collapses. So God has a way of testing us and shaping us. God can't put like everybody in like a secular environment. All right, tour with Kanye and tour with this guy. Why you got women over here? You got drinking and drugs here. You got this whole environment, and I've seen it. I'm like, what? You know what I mean? No, but I have to still. I'm there for business. I'm gonna have some fun.
Right.
You know what I mean? Then I'm out. So you have to. A lot of us are called to these environments. I don't care if you model. You know what I mean? Like that's another environment to be saved and a model, or be on television, or be in media. So it's a very like tedious balancing act. And God will let you know if it's like too far. Like, okay, that's a little bit too far for me. You know what I mean? I'm a little wrong. I kind of enjoyed it though. But I'm wrong for that. Let me just bring myself on in.
Love it. Yes. So I did have one more question. Well, probably this time my last one. I'm not gonna say that. But before that, you were talking about the DJing things and the things that cause you to stand out. Now, when you're playing at an event, and I know that you are in the vein of the person that's having an event, and I say this because I went to a wedding one time, and I couldn't really get with the music because I didn't know them songs. None of them was playing because I guess I'm telling my age, I'm a little older. So it wasn't my genre of music. What do you do in those situations where to be able to still connect with everybody?
Right. Certain songs are timeless, right?
Right.
To me, like a good song would be a timeless song. A couple things I do now. This is a trick as a DJ. This is a trick as a DJ.
Another secret, friend.
This is what a DJ should do at a wedding, because weddings have like multiple generations. It's multi-generation.
Right.
Little kids that like to shoot, and then there's the old heads that want to bop. It's like, all right, you want to shoot, you want to bop, you want to do okay. All right, so a couple songs that bring them all together. line dancing. A lot of times, being a DJ, I'll put on like a couple of line dances. You gotta get everybody up on the floor. It's gonna tell you what to do. It's gonna tell you to cha-cha, move to your left, Charlie Brown, get low, whatever it's gonna tell you to do, whatever, wobble, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna tell you what to do.
Yeah.
So like a lot of times a song like that, I get them like all up on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Then you have songs like maybe like what is it? Before I Let Go. Before I Let Go.
Yeah, he's singing it.
Okay, so you know what I mean? So now a song like that is multi-generational as well.
Right, right.
But then the challenge of it all as a DJ, you don't want to like put out, I guess, like all your bangers at one. I mean, you know, at the same time or back to back, and then after that, the party goes down.
Right.
So a lot of us like should have like a microphone. So now we're gonna say, okay, you know, like kind of like announcing like what you're going to do. Like now I'm going to play for this crowd, or like if you like this, then this is your, you know what I mean? So I kind of navigated that way, let them know. And then like a little bit later, I'm going to get to Junebug Challenge. I'm going to get to Shoot. I'm going to get to, you know, whatever that song is. So I try to like communicate with like the crowd in a sense. You know what I mean? So you have to like navigate the crowd accordingly. Yeah. So now if they want to, you know, bop or something like that, then I'll say that this right here is for those that want to bop.
Yes.
Then I'll play like 2 or 3 bop songs. They can bop to Marvin Gaye, whatever they like, Jazzy Lady, etc.
Yes.
We can do that. You know what I mean? Then I'll try to like bring it there to maybe 90s era.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Which I kind of enjoy because it like really goes hard. Yeah. And then I can like move it up to now. So I try to like cater to the whole thing. But see, once again, it takes time. It takes knowing how to navigate that. Yeah. Because like young crowd ain't trying to look at, they don't want that bop stuff. I'm trying to hear my little baby. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's like that. So you have to kind of like communicate and navigate along the way.
Got it.
And the more you do it, the better it just becomes. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, we said cha-cha to the left and turn to the right. Back it up. Yes. She said, I love
Yes, you love some Jazzy Lady. She be Bob. What's up, Shamika Candy Green? I see you.
Yes. See, he got his DJ voice on for y'all now. So that's amazing. And you definitely have to listen to a lot of music to stay in the know. And then as you say, you try to find the best music that is most appropriate.
You have to let and see now that's another key, and you're right, Jennifer, is that you have to go backwards and go forward too. You know what I mean? So that I have to go backwards and listen. All right, in that time, they like that type of music.
Right.
But now I gotta play this. So I have to understand like 60s and 70s music. I go back there and study that, then I study now. There was somebody who wanted reggae, just like 2-3 hours of reggae. But like I had to understand, like, okay, man, 2-3 hours of reggae. But I did it and knocked it out, and they had a great time. But I had to really dive into that music. I had to really dive.
You got to do homework.
You know,
like this. You got to do homework to be prepared. You got to know.
Yes, do your homework, and just like according to the crowd, you know what I mean? Because they wanted a Caribbean party. 3 hours. So like I'm studying like the 80s reggae, the 90s, Shabba Rank, Murder She Wrote. Okay, I got that. Soca music, all that stuff. So I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? So you have to understand that.
Are you ready for the go-go? My Maryland friends, you ready for the go-go?
Go-go is cool. Like, what's that? Chuck Brown and some other guys. I know some old go-go, I know some new go-go. DC is different though. DMV is different, kind of a different type of vibe though, but I like it. Yeah. So it's like I dibble and dabble in so many genres and time periods as well. Then on top of that, you know, gospel as well. So jazz. One party I did, she wanted just jazz. I was like, just jazz. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, but you don't want the cha-cha on this one. You don't want Jazzy Lady. Maybe Jazzy Lady. Maybe. But yeah, though, so now like I have to understand like what does the customer want?
Yes.
You know what I mean? I can play what I think, but now what you want from me?
Right.
You know what I mean? There was like a bride that told me though, she was like, I don't like Beyonce. I was like, okay, so that means that the whole night I won't play Beyonce. I told her. There was a groom that walked down the aisle to a Tupac song, Dear Mama. A week ago, the guy was like, yeah, I'm going to come down the aisle, me and my mom, to Tupac, Dear Mama. I was like, okay, let's go. You know what I'm saying? So now I have to understand, but this is what they want.
Right.
So customer service, it goes a long way.
A long way.
That Chick-fil-A customer service goes a long way.
That's it. Because you never know. No Beyonce.
My pleasure, right? Yeah.
Somebody else, like Chick-fil-A, no, my pleasure. Somebody else will be like, why you didn't sing my Beyonce song? She said, no Beyonce is no Beyonce.
Yeah, I mean, right.
Sorry to Beyonce fans.
On top of that, one more thing too. A DJ is not like a jukebox either. A DJ is not a jukebox. So people think a DJ jukebox, but play this. Can you play that? Yeah. Play this next. I'm like, just give me a sec. Can you play this next? Play this. Like, no, jukebox is at home. This is a DJ. Let me pay. See, now a DJ will take you on like a journey. I'm gonna take you on this like musical journey. It's a journey from the old to the new. I'm gonna start off with Jazzy Lady and stuff. Then I'll bring you up to something else. Yeah. But I'm not like a jukebox where you like pop a coin. Bing, play this song. Yes. Play this. Like, wait a minute. So I'm not like iTunes library. I'm not Apple Play. I'm not Google Play. You know what I mean? It's a DJ. Just let him do his job.
Let him do his job.
If you're the bride, though, that's different. Though you have a right to say, that ain't my song. That's fine.
But why you gotta do it like that? She do it like that.
Bridezilla come up in that thing. But truthfully, weddings are my favorite. You know what I mean? Like a lot of DJs say, well, I don't like weddings. I kind of get it though, but to me, though, weddings are my favorite now.
Got it.
And they pay the most though too, so you can say, all right, I want this for the wedding. You know what I mean? So weddings are my favorite now. You know what I mean? Like a lot of DJs, like they don't want to deal with the bride and stuff. It's like come on.
Wait a minute, I feel like brides is getting a bad rep.
Shout out to the brides because I have 2 weddings next weekend on Friday and Saturday. So so shout out to the brides.
Brides normally give you a hard time?
No, I mean brides are cool. Brides are cool though, because once again, customer service. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I would talk to them, I sit down, write out what they want, song they want to come in on, first dance, if I have to do the dance, this dance. You know what I mean? So we go through it. Yeah. She's happy, I'm happy, and we're good. You know what I mean? So I think that's the key right there with like a good DJ or photo, whatever you do. You know what I mean? Customer service is good. Absolutely. You know what I mean? So just make sure you have that intact. Yeah. The rest is pretty much like easy after that.
Rest is pretty much easy. PJ said Jimmy's smart. He must have heard you talking about that Beyonce.
Jimmy's smart. Jimmy, take off my glasses.
So one more question. You said about the podcast. So you said you want to get into podcasts, but you do currently do a podcast. What is that about?
So yes, I do a podcast. A lot of people may or may not know this, and this is with Bishop Darnell Johnson. Okay. It comes on once a week. It's called the Wake Up Podcast, and I believe that you can download the podcast wherever it actually exists. So it might feel like Apple Pay.
You don't know where his podcast is, friends. I believe. I mean,
I have another podcast coming out. It's going to be just me. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be some.
Very nice. Very nice.
But shout out to Bishop Darnell. I love you, man of God. Love you. Love you for the opportunity to the Wake Up Podcast. And I do work with like a young lady as well, Sierra Brown. Her name is Sierra.
Yes,
Sierra, like a radio show as well. I do like other music for her. You know what I mean? So now I'm kind of like, going a little bit over that way too. And background music, radio shows.
Yes.
So I'm kind of, dibbling and dabbling.
So wait a minute, question. So are you using like other people's music, or is this copyright free music because you did the music?
Well, currently I'm not doing music. Eventually, I would like to get into that. Eventually, though, I mean, and I have like a keyboard and stuff here, though, but I don't even get into all that, though. But I know, like one day I'm gonna sit down there and rhythm in the sky. You know what I'm saying? I could do all that.
Wait a minute.
So we'll see what's next. We'll see what's next. Eventually, getting to that. You know what I mean? As far as like production, it's
right.
So we'll see what's next.
It's been amazing. This has been amazing. PJ said he's ignoring the Beyonce comments because you didn't mean it.
Shout out to Beyonce.
Yes.
New album is on its way. I don't know when she's dropping the new album, but she is dropping her new album. I do hope that she can get back to her like original, like, I don't want to hear all that political stuff from her. You know what I mean? So.
Got it.
But to Beyonce. If she ever needs like a tour DJ, call your boy. If you're listening.
Beyonce and Elton John.
He's not having it though. He's like, I don't want this guy on it.
Yes. You never know. You'd be surprised because your customer service was going to knock them out. The customer service through the roof. So this has been really amazing because Music Speaks is so important, and it's so important in the community because, again, that song can get you moving. That song can change your sad day into a brighter day. One of my songs that I used to have as my alarm wake up was American Authors. This is going to be the best day of my life.
Okay.
You know, so it's different things or whatever it is. They are motivational. They are encouraging. They could, if you want to cry, you can find a Mary J. Blige.
I know. I'm not going to cry. I'm going down. Yes. So you ain't around. It's like, oh my god.
Yes. And if you want to
but now, like, that's her best. I mean, like a lot of people say, like that's her best music though, because she's, singing from like a real place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you do that, but when you sing from like a real place, it's going to, touch you in that way.
Yes.
I know that she's been through that. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Certain artists, I could tell that they been through what they are singing about.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
Kind of like, yo, she had a boyfriend that was abusive. You know what I mean? It's like it's so real. It's like, what? You know what I mean? But I mean, shout out to Mary J. Blige. You know?
Yeah, and that was crazy. She had a movie. Well, it is still on documentary on Amazon Prime, and she was talking about how those was like the worst times. But so many people was like, that really helped me. That got me through. And things of that sort.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's kind of like amazing how your pain it can be, translated into your music. It can.
Yeah.
It can.
And help somebody.
Pain, your joy, your sadness can go like right into that music, and now you have this like body of work.
Yeah.
It might be sad or dark at times, but it's that, and those are songs that really, are timeless. You know what I mean? It stands the test of time sometimes. Yeah. Shout out to her. And thank you so much, as always, Jen Cares.
Yes. Shauna said Mary J. Blige is the best. She actually is.
I've seen her in concert a couple times, and she came out with her little Tuesday. It's like, go Mary, go Mary.
They talk about her, but she thinks that'd be great. So what's something that you let us walk away with? What's something that we should know or would be? I mean, you dropped a lot of nuggets, some good things, but what's something that you would like us to walk away with from tonight?
Mm-hmm. So one thing I can say is that if you are trying to find what you might be, called to do, what I'm saying? Like, what is my purpose and what am I here to do? God, tell me, what am I called to do? Go back to, once again, just as I mentioned, go back to those times when you were a little, girl, little boy, and just, figuring things out. What was that thing that you did where people were like, hey, you know what? You are good at that.
Mm-hmm.
And what is that thing that you did that people were saying, I'll pay you for that?
Mm.
So now, like, when you find that, if there's something that you will get paid for and that you're good at, that is what you're called to do. Do just that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So find your purpose and tap into it and cultivate it.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much it's going to be a marathon. Mm. So it's not like a quick race to the line. No, this thing is a marathon.
Mm.
So now if you have a dream, a vision, a goal, a calling, if you think that you're called to do something, plant those seeds and water it. Plant those seeds and water it. Why? Because eventually it's going to grow. Mm. It's going to grow.
Yeah.
I don't care what you do. If you write, songs and poetry, do that. Because there was like a young lady though, she was able to go to President Biden's address. Just off of a poem.
Right.
I know so many girls that can go up there and do like a poem, but I mean, she just stayed at it, and then she blew up from it. So whatever you are called to do, guys, keep at it. It's going to be a marathon, but keep at it, and they will definitely recognize that gift inside of you. You know what I mean? So it's not a jealousy thing. It's not a competition. Yes, there's a lot of DJs. There's a lot of people that do what you do. There's a lot of makeup artists. There's a lot of everything else. So, but nobody is you. And that's for me. Nobody is you. There's a bunch of guys that do DJs in Philly, block parties. Nobody can do it like you. Nobody look like Jim Kears, and nobody can look like PJ. Nobody look like Felicia. I think that was
right.
Mm-hmm. You are your own design.
Yes.
They can't do like you do. So then just do you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's not a jealousy thing, it's not a competition thing. Sometimes you have to turn off the social media stuff, like I've been doing. Because like it turns to a competition. You see this guy here, they're overseas, they're in Paris and Dubai. It's like, come on. It's just like toxic right there. I'm like, okay, focus on you.
Yes.
Invest in yourself, and things will come to pass. Whatever your dream is, whatever that purpose is, it will come to pass. Keep at it. Do not give up. Keep on fighting for it. You got to fight for it. Sleep on it. Write it down. Write it down. If you actually don't have the money, there was a time I didn't have the money, but I would go and touch it. I would go and take like photos, like this right here. Okay, but that was on my vision board, like 2 or 3 years. Laptop. This was on my vision board. I was like, I don't have the money though, which is fine. I'm gonna take a photo. I'm gonna test it out. I'm gonna sit there. Listen. Keep on doing that because eventually it will come to pass.
I love that.
I'm not
vision boards. You know, we started that vision board, but it still works.
I have a vision board. This was on my vision board. A laptop I got, that was on my vision board. Some of these books and stuff, that was on my vision board. Grammy Award is on my vision board. Black Car, The Big House, Steve Harvey, P. Diddy's on my vision board. I got Jake's on my vision board. I got like a podcast, like a radio show on my vision board. There's this like $1 million receipt. I Googled that and put that on my vision board. So, see that thing.
That's inspiring. And you know, in the village, in the beginning we talked about how I didn't see other people doing it, so how can I do that? But in the village, when you see somebody that is getting out of the hood, that is getting out of that hole that we could feel that we're sometimes in, and reaching for the stars, like, wait, I could do that too. And that's what it is too, seeing in the village, seeing somebody doing their grind, seeing somebody doing their hustle. It's not about competition, just being authentically you and whatever it is that you are able and blessed to do.
And watch those people that will rob you from your vision because they say that, okay, well, nobody else did it. A part of me was like this, like years ago, I was like a little boy. I wanted to be like a race car, driver and all that stuff. You know what I mean? I love cars. But my dad was like, oh, no, you can't do that. You can't be no race car driver. Why not? You know what I'm saying? It's like, why couldn't I be that? So it's like there are people and family members that may even like rob you of your dreams, though. So you have to kind of separate yourself. You know what I'm saying? Insulate yourself and separate yourself.
Very good.
They don't have your vision. So they may not understand, okay, what is this engineers and chosen characters, DJs? I don't understand it. You ain't supposed to understand it though, because that's not for you.
Not for you.
Maybe it's not for you. And I'm not your cup of tea. And that's okay. Because they're like it's like a big world. And just like you asked me, why don't you change your name from J215 to DJ? To me, I mean 215, of course, once again, the area code is where I'm from, 215. So a part of me, I was like, you know what? Think a little bit bigger though. You gotta think, global now. J215 is cool. It's like, okay, my name and where I'm from. All right, let's go. 215, I want to go outside of the 215. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
So I'm not gonna say I'm 215. Okay, well, no, I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? A lot of companies, if you look at Dunkin' Donuts, went from Dunkin' Donuts to what? Dunkin'. You know what I mean? So because there are more than just donuts now, so we're Dunkin'. So Kentucky Fried Chicken is now what? The KFC. So it's more cool and relevant. You know what I mean? It's more cool as relevant. You know what I mean? Netflix, they were called something else. Google, they were called this like weird name. Alphabet and then something else. So Google made sense. Amazon, they were called what was it? Relentless. If you type in relentless.com, Amazon will come up because like that was their name at one time. But now like they understood, okay, well this doesn't make sense. It sounds too hard. So now we're like Amazon and then the line, the A to Z, all that stuff. So so it's like time came, so like I had to change my name and rebrand. So I do have like a photo shoot coming up, a rebranding thing, and relaunch all that stuff while I'm being busy now. But so that's my key to that though. So time may come like when you have to rebrand yourself. Whether it's a church, your business, makeup artist, rebrand it. Don't be afraid. A lot of your singers, like that's not their real name. Jamie Foxx, like that's not his real name. That was like a stage name. It sounded like a male or female, and it became appealing. Jamie Foxx, like real name was like totally different. Stevie Wonder is somebody else too. Like it's just totally different. So like a time may come where you have Jen Cares.
Right.
Because your last name ain't Cares, you know what I'm saying? But like
it's my middle name. It's my middle name.
Your middle name is Cares? Is it really?
So it's a play on my middle name. My middle name.
So it's like a play on your middle name, right? So I would say that names and branding and rebranding.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you have to shift.
Yes.
Even in the Bible, they change. God changed. Saul to Paul and this and that. Sarah to Sarah. You know what I mean, etc. So it's all these things. Names are important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's.
So
that is what occurred with me.
This part right here was so good. I was actually looking at my mission today for chosen counselors. And I shorten it when I do the opening of we inspire, motivate, empower, and strengthen individuals and families. But it's by way of conferences, workshops, literature, and things of that sort. And it didn't hit me till today when I was looking. I was like, wait, you just did your second conference. Oh my gosh, it's coming to pass. And seeing it really bigger. It's like I was meeting with my team as we was like debriefing and was like, what do we see next? And it's like almost scary because it is bigger. It is more to come. And it's like, but it's going to work out great. But then it's those pieces of the naysayers around you. And it was funny because the pastor was preaching this on Sunday talking about, if you can be tried by fire. So the naysayers is part of the fire process. Absolutely. I got to be able to tune them out. You say, this is what you told me to do.
This is what the haters.
Like I
so many people doubted me. It's so funny because there are those that, doubted me.
Yeah.
Time go on. If they see you moving, now they want to be a part. It's like, wait a minute, now you want to be a part.
Yeah.
Take me with you. I'm gonna go and say. It's like, wait a minute. Years ago, though, you was looking like whatever. This guy's a joke.
Yeah.
Now you see me like moving around a little bit. Like, okay, well, can I be a part? It's like,
yes.
It's like, okay, now. So now, what are you gonna bring to the table? You know what I mean? Like, if you want to come to the table, you have to now bring something. You know what I'm saying? Bring something to my table.
Yes.
Don't just pull up a chair like, okay, well, I'm at the same table. Okay, so what you all have to bring something.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And we can still be, friends and family and cool, but when it comes to this or business wise, there's a certain way that we need to, whether it's me or you, that we need to do things. Like, what are you bringing to Jen Cares?
Yes.
Is it social media? Is it branding? Is it your voice? Is it your presence? What is that? Is it more, ideas and creativity? Like, what are you bringing? I'm not saying that it's always got to be this big thing, but
right. Yeah.
We have to have the same mindset. We got to be on the same course. If we all like rowing the boat, we have to all be in sync.
Yeah.
We're not going nowhere, so we all got to up and down together.
Yes.
You can't do this. It's time for your own. Start your own chosen counselor or counseling, whatever that looks like. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
However, this boat is going this way. You know what I mean?
Yes. So come on. Boy, you dropped some nuggets. A couple notes to you. You had said a quote. Shamika said that's your favorite quote. I don't remember what that was when it was, but that's one of her favorites. Peter said nobody can DJ like you, Jimmy.
Thank you.
But then this was good too. He said a lot of times people are not used to taking risks. They are only used to the security that yesteryear promoted.
Well, that's really good.
That security, I want to stay there. So if I come out of this security, if I really don't get this car, but I go and get this, system. If I get this laptop,
taking that risk, because there's no guarantee.
It's no guarantee. But what if? And the acronym that's on Saturday. Now, no opportunity wasted. What if it does work out? Don't waste this opportunity.
Right, exactly. So it's like I'm more, at least if I take a chance and invest it on me, there is a chance that I can succeed at this. If I do buy a car, as soon as I pull off the lot, it's going to depreciate, and then I'm going to have to get this done, that done, and that's more money. Whereas now, if I do invest in this, I can make money. And still get a car eventually, though, which I did. Which
Thank you for clarifying, because I don't want nobody to think.
That was the next car, by the way.
Yes.
A lot of it came from DJing, so I had to understand, invest in this first.
This sacrifice now has a greater payoff at the end. If I just do this now, in the end, it will pay off.
Exactly. And when it comes to risk, and just like you mentioned, there's like a story. Steve Harvey said, "Jump." You know what I mean? When you do jump off the cliff, like you might get cut, you might get bruised, you might get bumps, but then eventually a parachute is going to appear.
Yes. Yeah.
It will open.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So a lot of people have to jump. That was my jump.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Jeff Bezos and Steve Jobs and Bill Gates, guys had to jump. Amazon started as a bookstore.
Yes.
Now like the man is retired, multi-billionaire. He building rockets. He going up in space with the cowboy hat on and crazy things. But started off at ground zero, which is a bookstore. I remember that being a bookstore. And now look at it. You know what I'm saying? But you got to take a risk, ministry-wise. You got to take a risk.
Yeah.
If you don't take a risk, it's not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
Steve Harvey said, you got to jump. Eventually, you're going to have to jump. And if not, though, yes, it's going to be safe and comfortable if you don't jump. Yes, it's safe over this side. It's comfortable over this side. I'm not going to get hurt. Nobody going to notice me. It's safe.
Yes.
Stop playing it so safe.
Friends, y'all listening?
Time is going by. Time is going by, people. And I don't care what you do. You can be a DJ. You can be whatever you're doing. Time is going by. It's not playing it so safe. You kind of, I don't know if I did. Yes, it's going to be some like nervousness. I used to be nervous. I used to be afraid. I didn't know what was what. I used to be broke as a joke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Broke as a joke. You know what I mean? But you got to take that risk.
Yeah.
Broke it all. I was like, I'm broke already, so I can't be no more broke than this.
I can't be no more broke than this. Come on.
You know what I mean? So like, let me just take this chance.
Yes.
I already feel messed up and you know what I mean? But yeah, don't be afraid to take that risk and find somebody that'll take it with you. That'll make it more fun, right? Jump over here with me. See what happens, but you got to do that. You have to. There's no way to there is no way to the next level unless you do that. It's just no way around it. It's some type of risk involved.
It's some type of risk involved. Yeah, this was amazing. Jim, very good. I mean, you dropped so many nuggets. It's good. This was good. This was good. Friends, take that risk. Jump.
Jump.
Jump. You will land where you are meant to land.
I hope. Yes. Yeah.
And I said it because, so I was looking into going on a hot air balloon, right? You go up in the air. They don't know where you're going to land. They know about the area, but it's not until you get down that they can really sense somebody because they don't know where you're going. Right. So you go up. When you come down, you'll be where you need to be, and the people that need you will come get you.
That is true.
So jump.
That is true. That is so true. So true. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. That's a blessing.
That was good. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Y'all be sure to hit up DJ if y'all need anything or some interesting conversation, things about the books that he got. If you want a lesson on how to put that piece of paper underneath him, I'm gonna try to work. It probably won't work because I don't have to get up. And funny story, I saw a record playing in the store. I was like, I could have got this. Now I'm thinking about it, and I would have worked it out.
No, because it doesn't have a belt in it though. Because the ones I had, it kind of had a belt.
You crashing my jeans. You got some.
I could go backwards. You know what I mean? Because it's not going to allow you to go backwards.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to get the.
Got it. All right. Look, I'm gonna stay in my lane. That's something too. You gotta just stay in your lane. I'm gonna let you do it. Mama Wanda said this was good. I'm jumping with my bad knee.
Wanda, jump with that bad knee. Go on and jump off that cliff though, because your parachute is about to open.
Yes, come on.
I sound like a preacher, right? I sound like a preacher when I said that.
You sound like
I said jump with your bad knee. Come on now.
I know it's First Mama. I call her Mama Wanda. Y'all call her First Mama. She's Mama Wanda to me. All right. And then he said the last one was a message to the haters. The best revenge is your paper. Beyonce. Oh, he brought Beyonce back because you was bashing her. Not you was bashing her. I didn't want her. You didn't bash her. Let me set the record straight. You didn't bash her.
Not at all.
The Beyonce. But the best revenge is your paper. So that's it. Just stay on your hustle. Stay focused on your grind. It will work out. Jump. Friends, take that word today and jump. Again, thank you so much, Jim. That was amazing. May you have a great evening. May doors continue to open as you go out and do those different things that you're doing. I'm excited for what's yet to come, even the different things you want to explore. Let me know about your podcast. I'm going to tune in. I might get some lessons on my... I don't need lessons. I'm not going to do it. That's your lane. I'm going to stay in my lane. Boulevard, okay? But
what
again,
was that?
I was trying.
Okay, that's what it was. I see. No, I'm joking. Go ahead.
You know what? Y'all see this, friends? Attack. I got some people that. Oh, no, oh, there you went. Oh, I gotta go. Thank you so very much, though. May you enjoy your evening. And again, I'm excited for more things to come. Love Tupac. But yes, have a great, great evening. Thank you again.
Thank you so much, though. Thank you. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Yes, yes. Oh, tonight we had James Brown, the DJ extraordinaire. Yo, that was amazing, wasn't it, friends? I really enjoyed myself. That was good. So much to learn. And again, I was that jump piece, like I started off talking about our day of hope. It was so amazing. So many people, the people that came, all the responses that I've been getting, the guests even had fun. I mean, the guest presenters, they're talking about, how can I be a part and things of that sort? What can I do? Let me know when your next one is coming. Why? Because we're trying to do some good stuff over here, sharing information with the community. And guess what? That means I got to jump. People may come, people may not come. But guess what? If you jump, you'll find out if they will. And people came and they were blessed, that's the church word, but they were inspired, they were motivated, they were strengthened, and they were empowered. And that's our mission, to be able to help somebody to know that you are not in this race alone and that there is hope. So again, thank you to each and every one of you that joined that event. We are coming back next year. We got some other things in the works. Guess what? We got a play coming back again this year. Then we're going to do a day for parents. So we're keeping these conferences going because that's in our mission too, to be able to reach the need of the community. So again, thank you all so very much for joining us. Don't forget our quote of the day. Music has healing power. It has the ability to take people out of themselves for a few hours. Elton John. Ain't nothing like a good song. And sometimes you'll put it on repeat because you want to hear it and hear it and hear it again. So be sure to put on some music when you're having a moment. That quietness sometimes could be too much. So put on some music that'll help you get through for a few hours. And then when you come out from thinking, from processing it, maybe you have a brand new way to look at it. Be sure to join us on next week as we will have Maurice Williams of Born with Purpose. It's gonna be good. So y'all be sure to tune in. Please, please, please. Now, doing a little earlier, I kind of slipped and let something out the bag a little bit before I went to let it out the bag. But let me talk about it since some people did see it or may see it and want to ask a question. We do have coming up our snack attack, where chosen counselors will send college students a snack attack care package during their fall and spring semester. And I am so excited because we're launching that this year. So watch out. Some college students will be receiving a snack attack. And I'm really, really excited about that. We got some other things in the work. We're trying to see what's going to happen. I'll keep you posted as it comes to fruition. But again, thank you all so very much for joining us. I love and appreciate you all. Music speaks. But guess what? Tonight, we want two things. I'm taking something from Saturday. Now, no opportunity wasted. Don't waste any opportunities. Why? Because you're going to jump. So be sure to do that, chosen friends. I love you all for real. Until next time, peace.